to the channel. Today we are checking into Disney's Bay Lake Tower at Disney's Contemporary Resort. Now, Bay Lake Tower is Disney's vacation club resort here on the Contemporary property, and we actually were blessed to be able to be booked into a newly renovated room. So I'm going to be giving you guys a tour of a deluxe studio villa. You may hear some sounds of construction in the background, so I apologize. But without further ado, let's get into the room. So coming into the room, we're going to have our door here. And then, of course, you're going to have your evacuation route. Coming right off of the door, you're going to have your full-length mirror, so you can check your outfit for the day before heading out to the parks. Here is your adjoining door. So if you have another family or guest that you're going to be hanging out with, that's right there. And then to our left here, we're going to have our bathroom, and it does come with a sliding barn door. Going into our bathroom, we're going to have a shower, and then we have our hook. So if you want to pull that tie across to hang up your wet clothes, we have a bar of bath soap, and then we have the pumps with shampoo, conditioner, and body wash. Over here, we do have a detachable faucet, a rain faucet, and then you also have your faucet for the tub. So this is really nice for little ones if you want to do bath time or showers for adults. And then, of course, we have storage just kind of slides. Over here, we have a towel rack. We have some artwork over here. It looks like Liberty Square. Then we have 4 bath towels. We have our commode. Right next to our commode, we have a trash can. And then over here, we're going to have our sink. And then with our sink, we're also going to have a mirror there. And then below the sink, you do have some shelf space. Up here, we have a bath soap, body lotion, light fixtures. And then we have a tissue box, a shelf of 3 towels, additional tissues, and a hair dryer. And then as you can see, you have lighting up there in the shower, lighting there, lighting around the mirror, and lighting above. So very, very well lit. Coming down the hallway here, we have our kitchenette. Now, Bay Lake Tower is unique in that it's the only deluxe studio that has this sort of walk-in kitchenette area. Over here, we have some photos of Roy Disney touring the grounds for Walt Disney World. Over here, we're going to have our coffee maker. So this is a Keurig, and it comes with a a pod port as well as a pot. So if you prefer to do an actual pot of coffee or the pods, they have you. And then they also have International Delight creamer, sugars, tea. Just some shelf space here, drawer space if you want to pop in your own items. Here we have our trash can and recycling. And then making our way across, we have this pull-out pantry area. Bay Lake Tower is kind of famous for this pull-out pantry area. They also have these at Copper Creek. I love them because you can hide so much snacks and goodies. Up here, we have a toaster, disposable plates, bowls, and cups. We have a Whirlpool microwave, brand new. Additional shelving space up there. And then coming right around here, we have 3 shelves. We have some glass cups, and we also have some mugs. Coming down here, we have a sponge, dish detergent, sink, paper towels, ice bucket. Coming down here, we have a little cupboard here. So this is just kind of under the sink. You could probably put some more things in here. We have some more dish soap down there. And then in this drawer, we have some more paper towels. We have 2 drawers above. This drawer has more dish detergent, another sponge, a drying rack, and a drying towel. And then up here, We have disposable forks, knives, and spoons, can opener, bottle opener, and another dish rag. And then here we have our fridge. Now, I've heard rumors that technically the different types of refrigerators that they're putting in a lot of these units now are chillers and not actually true refrigerators. So what you can do, and I actually saw someone else do this, is that they went down to the ice machine and then brought Ziploc like sandwich bags, filled them with ice, and then put ice inside of this, and then put items that they needed to be super chilled and cold like a refrigerator with the ice, and it worked out pretty well. So just a little idea for you guys there. And one of the things that's nice as well is this has so much countertop space. All right, so coming out of our kitchenette, we're going to have our closet. Up top there, we're going to have a steam iron along with our extra pillow and blanket. We have our safe. We have our ironing board, luggage rack, and you can absolutely shove luggage right in there. We did it next to the adjoining room. And then when we come into the main living space here, we have our bed. On either side of our bed, we have light fixtures. We also have a little reading light here. You just pull it out, automatically turns on. Over here, you're gonna have 2 plugs as well as a light, and then you can actually feed cords through here. So if you wanna pop your phone down there, additional charging station there. So 4 ports right here. We have our cute little Mickey pillow, a towel art, excuse me. Over here, we're gonna have our phone. We have 2 charging ports. Ooh, I didn't even notice this, guys. So it actually looks like there is a USB-C and USB-A port. So that's kind of cool. So if you forget your brick, you can charge right in there. And then they have 3 regular ports down there and a little cubby again. And then they have a little bit of a directory list there. 4 pillows with that bed. Coming over here, we have our entertainment / media center. We have some Mary Blair inspired artwork up against the wall. We have a very large TV, and a lot of these TVs are swivel. So as you can see, you can direct the TV. On this media station here, we have 2 plugs, USB-C, USB-A. We have this very long shelf space, and then we have a total of 6 drawers here. I'll open up one of these just so you guys can get an idea. Pretty decent size, and we also have a Bible. It's nice to see. But yeah, very nice. You can tell that this is completely renovated. Look how clean and shiny that wood is. Down here, we have another outlet plug, 2 standard plugs plus a USB-C, USB-A. And then we have all these little things where you can kind of snake the wires through. So if you want to have things going down there, don't really know why you would do that, but here's a little stool that you can slide out. So if you want to turn this into a little workstation. Here we have a welcome letter from the general manager, Jim Green. Our take-along guide to the magic. Right now they are doing a cool kids summer theme at Walt Disney World. And then here we have a pretty deep cupboard. I think I may throw my backpack in here, guys. This is a pretty good size, very, very deep. And then what's kind of cool about these newly renovated rooms is there is no more table and chairs. So you have an additional kind of couch area here. So main thing is just that if you're sitting here, you can't really watch the TV, but this is a great spot, I feel like, for reading, eating. We also have our Hey Disney, some lighting over there. We have our typical Disney curtain here. No more sheer curtain, just kind of this main privacy curtain. And then if we come off here, we're gonna have our Murphy bed and our couch. So this is an ottoman. They always give you these really nice like tray tables that you can use. So you can absolutely pick this up. As you can see, put this on your lap. Inside, as you can see, more storage area. In here, same thing. So you could also pack some of those backpacks down in there. And then we have our couch. And then we have our Murphy bed. You can see we have the contemporary, Bay Lake Tower, the monorail, hidden Mickey right there. And then this will pull down into a bed. And then, of course, we have what's really nice with a lot of these renovated rooms is they're getting rid of the carpeting. I, for one, love that Disney has been putting in this kind of laminate flooring. It's not hardwood, but it just makes cleanup super easy. I personally find it a lot cleaner than carpeting in hotel rooms because there's not all these mysterious stains. It allows the maids to actually be able to scrub, clean the floors. And I miss this over here, guys. Here is another charging station. So that is a ton of charging stations here. Just checking in the bathroom to see if we missed. Yeah, there's one over there that I missed. So I am super impressed by the amount of charging stations in this room. This is fantastic. And like I said, this is a deluxe studio. This is kind of like a suite. This room is absolutely huge. It is so long. It is so deep. Deluxe studios are really for parties of 4. But I mean, and then look at this beautiful balcony that we have now, guys. We've stayed at Bay Lake Tower before and we did, I don't remember. Oh no, you're right. I'm sorry, guys. We did have a balcony, but it was not this big. The last time we stayed, were on the north side, but we were facing outside of the horseshoe towards Magic Kingdom. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to pull down that Murphy bed just so you can kind of see what it looks like. All right, guys, so here we have our bed. It does have a light so that there should be accent lighting against this backsplash of the castle, but the batteries, I think a little burnt out, or the bulb. So we'll get that switched out later, but I want to show you guys on either side of the bed here, we have more charging. So we have our USB-C, USB-A, and 2 plugs. I would say out of all the Disney rooms, resorts that I've ever stayed in, I don't think I've ever been in a resort room before that has so many charging outlets and access. I think that is absolutely fabulous that Disney did this, because so many of us nowadays are coming to Disney with our devices and we need to be able to charge. Okay, guys, so here we are out on our balcony. So this is a preferred view. So this is going to be basically views of the resort and of the pool. As you can see here, we're on the inner side of the horseshoe. We can see from our landing here, shuffleboard, bean toss, and then we have fantastic views of the pool and Seven Seas Lagoon off in the distance over there. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that is actually, whoops, sorry about that, guys, is construction. They're actually building a new Disney Vacation Club building over at Fort Wilderness. But as you can see, we got wonderful shots of the pool here. There are some sun trackers that you can rent. And then here is the hotel. This is how wide the balcony is here, guys. You get 2 chairs plus a little table, but it's extremely long. Definitely can fit lots of people. And I'm thinking this is going to have pretty good views of the electrical water pageant tonight. All right, guys, well, thank you so much for joining me for this room tour of a newly renovated deluxe studio villa at Disney's Bay Lake Tower. Overall, I am super impressed with this room. Disney's Bay Lake Tower was definitely due for renovation, and I would say that Disney did a very, very good job. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on this room and if you would stay at the newly renovated villas. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.